Hey everybody, this is Joel
Danny
and Paul from Moving to Mexi.co. Bienvenidos a nuestro canal. Buenos dias and bienvenidos to Coyocan. We're in the city of Mexico, Mexico City, but this is the municipality of Coyocan. What episode is this?
This is a behind the Mexican door.
Woo! Behind the Mexican door.
I even did a move there.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mexico City, because we've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah.
Because there's so much beautiful architecture in Mexico City. There's so much history. And we thought, well, let's do some behind the Mexican doors here and then tie it into a whole, kind of like a series of why choose Mexico City and the country of Mexico over Europe. One of them today, just in this episode, I'm just going to say it's the architecture, it's the history, and it's like super cool places to stay.
Of las cerezas, the cherry of the blossom, cherry blossom.
Okay.
So he brought these tree from the Amazon because it blossoms also like the cherry. Because the cherries don't grow here.
So the jacaranda was not native to Mexico?
No, it's not
okay,
native.
it's
It's from the Amazon.
But now it's popular, like in Mexico City,
Everywhere.
they do say it's jacaranda time because
Right.
in April or so, right?
It's February, March.
Yeah.
Here we have some designs that are ancient. They're from the 18th century. It's like the Lamb of the Lord, this one.
Okay.
Because we believe this was the reading room for the monks.
Okay.
And this is not open for the Airbnb, but I will show you.
Okay.
And we want to use this also for the Airbnb and maybe to rent it for weddings or...
You do have like a chimney? But
Yeah.
does it come out? Like I don't see outside.
Yeah, but they are all closed because you can't light your chimney in Mexico City because of pollution.
Oh, okay.
So,
But once upon a time,
yes.
people needed to have a fireplace in Mexico City because it gets cold here in the winter. Like it
Yes.
could get below freezing sometimes. And I think we've touched on this in videos before, is when people think of Mexico, if they don't really know much about Mexico, they just think it's one big beach, right? But it's such a biodiverse country.
Yeah.
And here in Mexico City, we're at 2,300 meters. And like that, there would have been like an original,
yes.
I guess sculpture or design that was in the doorway.
Yes,
Right.
from the religious architecture from the time.
And that would go back to the 18th century.
18th century.
That's pretty cool.
Here we have the dining room.
Okay.
There is also an old dining room.
And is this art, like, I notice like all these, so that's original, these
Yes.
little art pieces that are above all the entrances.
Maybe they mean something, right? Like they have maybe, I don't know.
It's a
Is it
basket?
a basket with fruit and stuff?
Yeah.
So was this always a dining room then?
Yes,
Okay.
at the time it was the dining room also. We have a big table and also a chimney here. You can't use, but we have a gas heater
Yeah.
for winter. And all the things on the door, they are original. Also, this part
Oh, that's cool.
is original. This is like, I will say it's in Spanish because I don't have the words.
He said that's a shell, and it's very typical in the architecture around that time. And they mostly do that little, how do you say, like a little round thing to actually hold like a saint.
And there are a lot of shells in the house, and we believe it's because Saint John the Baptist is the Saint Patron of Coyocan.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's a baptismal
Sí. San
symbol.
Juan Bautista. Yes.
This was my grandfather's favorite place, but we've put a TV.
Right.
It's the only TV we have in the house. But
Okay.
it's a common.
So any guest can use the dining room.
Yes.
They can use the little living room area here.
So it basically feels like a house where all your common areas are for everybody renting, but then you can have your own bedrooms maybe?
Exactly, yes. And there are lots of spaces where you can sit and
Yeah.
read, and there's plenty of space you can feel alone or you can get together.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's more than just an Airbnb. You're literally staying in a museum
Yeah.
of
very
your
much.
family, like,
Yeah.
you know. So that's
Pretty cool.
that's a pretty cool opportunity, and it's a very nice thing for you guys to share.
And there are very few hotels in Coyoacan for the same reason that is protected. No, there's there is very residential, so you don't have hotels. You have a few Airbnbs, but very few hotels.
This is a small door, huh?
This is where you make coffee this morning.
La cocina.
Yeah, la cocina.
La cocina.
And this was very traditional, like when people made an hacienda, where all the rooms had a purpose. You had your kitchen room, you had your dining room, you had actual rooms where now we kind of combine them all into more general open spaces. But it's nice.
Yes.
Yeah. But it reminds me of like my grandmother's house, like even this whole setup. You know, because it was a separate room. There was a little table in the kitchen, but she was always in here cooking, and then the food went to the dining area.
Yeah, right.
But casually, we would sometimes eat in the kitchen like a sandwich.
Sure.
But like when she cooked the dinner, we ate in the dining room.
And what would she cook?
Oh, like all Ukrainian food.
Yeah.
Cabbage rolls, sausages, pierogies. Like it was amazing.
This is the second little patio. You have also a little table for breakfast or dinner. We also have here the aromatic plants.
Yeah. Herbs.
Which plant is this right here?
This is perejil, how do you say it? Chile, and this is romero. It means snail invasion.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
you
Little
put this trap with beer.
Yeah, with beer?
Yes, because they are attracted to the sweet of the beer, and then they get drowned in the alcohol.
Well,
Get drunk
you
on
know,
At least they drown happy.
they're happy. Their last day is a happy day.
This is a nice little spot.
Yeah.
I would like to have a glass of. So you can see I'm very alcohol-minded today. A little rosé in the afternoon.
Dude, if you want, I could hook you up with some snail beer.
Okay. Tomorrow we're going to be publishing part 2. Hey, Paul?
Part 2.
Because there was so much wonderful things to see at this beautiful hacienda here in Coyoacan that we couldn't make it into one video. We had to make it into 2. Click on tomorrow's video and set a reminder. So. Okay, it's the fourth fucking time I've banged my head. I know it's there. I keep smashing my head on it. I gotta bring a hard hat here next time.
Yeah.
So I think I said this earlier, but it's more than just an Airbnb.